All right. Good morning, tribe, and welcome to the Donut Shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbergen, coming to you live from Ravenscar, my backyard. It's another chilly Monday. Not a manic Monday. Well, it's also a manic Monday, but mainly it's a chilly Monday, starting the first working Monday of 2021. Let's see what happens. And those of you who saw the plant of the day, the creeping buttercup, yeah, I purposely started it with a poisonous plant. It just seemed to fit. Hey, good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Kelly. How are you? Good morning, Alan. Good morning, Tammy. Hey, Sherry. The tribe gathers. The little bell over the door is ringing. And we are about to partake in donuts and coffee together. Awesomeness. Hey, Charles. Hey, Charles. There's two Charles right in a row. But yep. And so it begins. Hey, Chris. Good morning. And I think 2021 is starting out more or less how people expected. I'll just leave it at that. Hey, Tracy. I tell you, when you get a small business, I know there are a number of small business people, holidays and stuff, it's just a chance to slow down a little. But otherwise, you got to keep going and building those fires and tending those things. Tired. Coffee. So good. So warm. Hey, Julie. Good morning. Yeah. But it was a good New Year's type thing. I had the dog. Olivia was a sweet dog. My boss's dog stayed with us for a few days, so she was good. Hey, Melanie is here. Good morning, Melanie. Hey, Darlene. Hey, Johnny. Wow, super early today. I figure let's just get this going. I'm sure you all need extra coffee and donuts this morning. I know I do. Actually, breakfast was some quiche. Quiche. I love quiche. But made with some venison chorizo sausage. Had it for supper last night. Yep, very good. Hey, Tracy. Yep. Definitely cold here. It's not too bad. It's a dry cold though, so it's not bad. I think I said it was 46, so I'm a little surprised my breath is visible, but we'll see. But the moon is up. I know we're not going to get a good shot of the moon, but there's the moon. Hello, moon. Focus. There we go. Hey, John. Yeah, it was, man. So there was onions and peppers and the venison chorizo sausage and pie crust and eggs and cheese, and probably not very healthy, but so good. So good. Hey, Oda. Hey, man, whenever you want to talk shortwave radios, let me know. Jennifer, so why do I think the new year is starting out so bleak? Because I'm a student of history. And I'm a student of literature. And I've read 1984 more than once. Parallels appear. Hey, Henry. Good morning. But yeah, words are no longer having their meaning. Oh, hey, Josh. Cool. And then finally got your deer yesterday afternoon. It fell down in some pony's foot and wild onions. Let's hope those flavors are transferred. I don't know about pony's foot. It's pretty bland. But wild onions, heck yeah. Now, don't forget, republic, not democracy. Republics last longer than democracies. It's when people insist that the republic become a democracy that the problems start. But there are birds. Oh, there are a lot of birds. Singing birds. 1, 2, 3. Anyway, not about that. Yeah, if you haven't read it, go read it. 1984. Hey, BJ. How you doing, man? I guess hunting season is over. Now, your son got a buck, right? Or got a deer. Excuse me. Did he? I guess muzzle loading season is still going. I don't know if I want to go muzzle loading. It seems like a lot of work. Good point, Chris. I don't think we're in 1984. It's more like a Brave New World. Yeah, Huxley, good point. It's the malleability of the language that reminds me of 1984, though. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Bonnie. Good morning, tribe. Welcome to 2021. Blessings to you all and lots of them. Let's hope. Let us pray. Amen. Yeah, autocorrect. So be it. And so be it, coffee. Oh, man. I love my coffee. Don't forget our smartphones. So, while I was smoking the pork shoulder on New Year's Day, I was listening to AudioVox, the smartphone program. Anyway, so there is a sci-fi. He's mainly known for fantasy. Fritz Lieber. Fritz Lieber was a 50s swords and sandals fantasy author, but he also did some sci-fi, and he wrote this sci-fi story called something like The Creature from Under Cleveland. And what it was kind of in a semi-post-apocalyptic world. Most people lived underground. Some people still lived above ground. Society was still functioning. So it wasn't really post-apocalyptic. It was like hot war. So there was a nuclear war going on between U.S. and Russia. Anyway, so the people underground, they developed this little device that starts out just reminding them when they need to do something, and then it starts giving them positive affirmations, and then eventually it takes as the versions of the device progresses, the devices become self-aware and link telepathically to the humans and basically ride them like zombies until the few people still living above ground figure out how to fix the solution. But I kept thinking about smartphones and dopamine and Facebook and all that, and just how close he was to the mark. Hey, good morning, Roxana. Good morning, Donna. Let's see. A friend of mine and Half Bean Survival will be breaking ground to start Across the Grounder soon. Details come. Oh, cool. I'm interested. Hey, Danny. Good morning, Danny. How you doing? Man, loving your pictures. Oh, man, I was out at Lee Dillenbeck's, it was like 2-3 months ago now, and we talked a little about you. Good to see you doing well, Danny. Hey, Holly, good morning. Yeah, Melanie, definitely read The Creature from Beneath Cleveland. Hey, Terry. Hey, Holly. Okay, we got one. So 2 more weeks of youth hunting, so we're still at it, still chasing his first. Cool. Yeah, the story. I picked the story just based on the title because it sounded cool, and it was totally different than what I expected. But basically, the smartphones taking over people and using them like robot bodies. Yeah, it kind of ended up being a lot more terrifying than I expected. Hey, Nicole. Good morning. Yep, I used to have a complete collection of Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. I love those books. I haven't seen any of the Black Mirror series, and I'm a little afraid to because I don't need that sort of oh, sorry, I just noticed elderberry flowers. I don't need that sort of negative mental input. Are you interested in the new Dune movie? I'm pretty stoked. Love the first Dune book. Absolutely love it. It's another one I've read multiple times, and I've told my daughters they need to read it. The movie looks good. I'm kind of drifting away from movies again. I don't know. I'm intrigued by it. We'll see. But it looks cool. It looks like they did a good job. I mean, I frankly, I didn't have a problem with the 80s version or the miniseries. I thought they were both good, but unlike Lord of the Rings, which I think it's going to be a long time before it gets redone, I think the Dune, because the story is so important, that I think it'll probably get remade like every 20 years or so. Hey, Dad's here. Good morning. Hi, Dad. What's the temperature there in Minnesota? Absolutely frigid, I assume. The ice has got to be thick. We're getting in thick soon. Black Mirror is like Twilight Zone for technology. Yeah, so what was it? Saturday, one of the TV stations here had a Twilight Zone marathon, and I got sucked into that for a while. That was cool. Yeah, the 80s version has a quirkiness to it that's very odd. That's a very good way of putting it. It definitely was a spectacle. Hey, Dad, how's Mom? Yep, not all of them are tech, but all should be warnings. Absolutely true. And, I like to kind of know what's going on in, like, the public's mind. So I've read different synopsises of the Black Mirror show, and it really does seem very close to home. But man, I just not up to it. If I want to be entertained, I want it to be entertaining without depressing and thought-provoking. I go that route enough as it is. Oh man, 2 degrees. Going to be a warm week again in the 30s. April. I went camping this weekend. These old hips can't handle sleeping on the ground. A hammock or one of those Camp King cots with the cot tent thing. Give that a try. But yeah, heck, my hips can't handle sitting. But they can handle coffee. Ooh, hot. See, Tracy, what you don't understand, Tracy, is 30s is like, oh, I don't need the jacket now sort of weather. Yep. Wow. Just hanging out. What else we got, Tribe? Yeah, Dune. Looking forward to Dune. I think I don't know if I'll go see it in a movie theater, but probably wait for it to come onto Amazon or something like that. Yep. I tell you, my hips, those are my biggest problem. I don't know what's going on with them. I guess it's all the crouching with foraging. That works too. That works very too. Hey, good morning, Mandy. How are you today? Hey, Tina. New Year's Tribe. So happy to be here with you guys. We're happy too. Maintaining the happy. Yep, you're right, Nicole. In Minnesota, January is 40s or shorts weathers. I don't know if you remember, Dad. I don't know if this was a hard, fast rule or just something you did to keep us quiet. But you said the temperature had to be up above 40 before you would get our bikes down out of the garage attic. And so we could start bicycling around again. So at 40 and up was bicycling weather. Okay, the new Wonder Woman is worth watching, though it's not the best movie out there. I don't even know what other movies are out there. Yep, hammock is the only way. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to try canvas. I have a 12 by 16 coming in. Can't wait to try the different tent styles the waterproof canvas has to offer. That's what I like. I like tarps, especially tarps in combination with the hammock. But the versatility and all the different things. I'm assuming, Jonathan, you found the PDF of like 24 different ways of using a tarp to make shelter. Let's see, Nick. Does anyone have examples of New Year's resolutions they've set and actually kept up with all year? And your point? Come on, man. At least we're trying. We're trying. When it was 15 degrees in New York, the grandkids ran outside screaming, "We're going to be Arctic explorers!" They were Arctic explorers for about 60 seconds. Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, Melanie, yeah, feel the same way. Still trying to feel normal after camping last week. There we go. Last year I made a resolution to wear no ill-fitting clothes. The pandemic helped me keep that one. Here we go. Tina, in hindsight, yes, I have promised myself I would make the next year better many times. I thought I had failed, but I have learned each year has gotten better and better in my life, and I am grateful. So there you go, Nick. Hey, Kiri, good morning. I thought of one, Nick. Keeping better tax records for foraging Texas. So I've done that. Not that I get any more money back, but oh well. It's actually kind of nice out. The roar of the traffic, the tweet of the birds, coffee. There we go. I swear I wouldn't give up on cigarettes and coffee. Amen. There's, to one's own self be true. Oh, okay, I found that PDF and another one on making a pole or tree-powered lathe for bushcraft woodworking. Oh, cool. Where you get the springy tree sapling to spin the wood so then you can use your knife to... Very cool. Sounds like a plan, Melanie. Got 4 hours of sleep. I think I'm going back to bed for another 4 before I tackle bleeding my brakes. Yeah. Oops. We have fog in Woodville. Good morning, Carol. There's quite a few of you over in Woodville. Fog there. Trying to improve throughout the year. Sometimes it works. It's so beautiful here this morning. The sun is shining, but we are under heavy fog, so it's light and everything looks soft and muted. No fog here. Everything is in very sharp relief, which has its own sort of beauty. Hey, it started in June, but I'm nearly 5 years sober. Woo, Chris! Good job, sir. All right, hammocks are a great way. When I was 16, I took a month-long riverboat trip down the Amazon River, and we slept in hammocks wrapped in bug netting. Great way to sleep. We would anchor the boat out in the middle of the river at night to keep the monkeys from wrecking the kitchen. Sadly, I've never hammock camped since then. Oh, man, yeah, the combination of hammock and a tarp and a bug net and an underquilt, and, man, that is luxury in the woods. Yeah. No one wants to hear my impact wrench at 8 a.m. anyway. I don't know, just, pretend it's a leaf blower. Hey, Constance, good morning. Not so much a year resolution, but daily. Strive to be a better human, more tolerant, and learn something every day. That's a good one. It's good to learn. Oh, a lot of people had problems sleeping. I had a heck of a time falling asleep last night. That dog woke me up asking out. Oh, cool. Okay, my serial cable for the radio arrives today. I got Chirp running on Linux yesterday. Let me know if you want a file of the Chirp file for the local radio frequencies that I find best for the Houston, Tomball, Conroe area. Yep. You need to get an underquilt, and I'm good to go with hammock camping. Look up Melanie. Get a Wooby and run some shock cord through the edges. There's plans on there. Look up like Wooby hammock quilt underquilt thing. Now that's a good one. My mantra for the last week has been look for opportunities to be a better human. I like that one, Holly. This year I want to be more like Fog, soft and neutered. You're a better man than me. The manual settings are a pain. Don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, monkeys. Don't tip the boat over. Stay out of the kitchen, too. I can't imagine. I mean, having a problem with monkeys, that sounds amusing. Oh, man, Chirp doesn't work on Windows 10 for some reason, so I have to figure out what I did to get it to work last time. That's one thing I found with the Chirp. So Chirp is a software used to program, software program used to program shortwave radios, because programming shortwave radios is a bit more complicated than just tuning the dial. And every time computer systems get updated, Chirp breaks. So I have a stack of old computers, each with different versions of Chirp on it. So I have backup versions of Chirp I can go back to if the break is permanent. Okay, cool. I'll get you those files. Wait a minute. Okay, the Army poncho liner is a Wooby. How can you be a bushcrafter and not know what a Wooby is, Melanie? Yeah, so just the poncho liner, the military poncho liner. It's like a nylon shell and some insulation, artificial, and it's quick dry and warm. It's really awesome. Okay, Python version, but you got to compile it yourself. I want to say that's what I used, but it's been a while. I know on the Mac I had to go deep in. I had to download some other software. I had to do all sorts of things. And that was my daughter's blanket when she was very little, her Wooby. Yep. The people in the military will often say the best piece of gear they were ever issued in the military was the military poncho liner, their Wooby. That's the problem when a certain, when you start something and you don't understand all the language. Yep. Here we go. Nope, Kathy is a military-grade poncho liner blanket. It's a wonderful thing. I got one in each vehicle. They're warm. They're a little slick, though. They slide off, so you kind of have to lay on top of them. Anyone else seeing the captions are auto-generated band over the highlighted comments on his chin? Uh-oh. It's doing the auto-closed captioning. Do I need to stand up higher? I don't know. Okay, let me do this. Do there. So maybe now there's a little more space for the captions. Now, the poncho liner, it works as a standalone blanket, and it's warm and it dries really quickly. On the other hand, if you get it too close to the fire, it melts. Yeah, look into it, Nick. It's a piece of cake and it's really warm. Alicia, okay, you know what Woobies are. Me and my brothers and sisters used to fight over it when we went to Nona's. So you can find them in Amazon, Army, the Army surplus stores, online. There's the official one, and there's all sorts of like knockoffs by Fox Outdoors and Rothko. Um, I recommend getting a new unused one. Some of the used ones can be kind of a bit skanky. But yeah, just look military poncho liner on Amazon. I have several. I have the Fox Outdoors one that I use to turn into my underquilt, and it works great. So even the knockoffs aren't bad. Wow, last night when it was dark still, I had patches of snow on the ground. Seemed to have melted overnight. Snowed on the 31st. Shocked that it took so long to melt. Yeah. Then I probably have to order one off Amazon. Yep. Like I said, I like mine is a Fox. The one I used for the underquilt was a Fox brand. Not seeing any closed captioning. Is there a setting like on TV? I don't know. Yep, the used ones are gross. Ooh. Speaking of stuff in vehicle, Home Depot has great plan-on box, about 12 by 12 by 15 internal capacity with nice seal for $13. I use the action stackers, the bigger ones. They don't have a seal, but the top snaps on. And I got like a dozen of those. No, not a dozen, probably 6. Set up for, if I'm going car camping, how long I'm going car camp, if I'm going hunting, like that. And then I just grab the one I want and throw it in the vehicle. But yeah, I'll have to remember to bring one of the woobies out tomorrow. Though if you want to go a step up, it's a little more expensive than a Woobie, but the Snug Pack Jungle Blanket is really, really, really nice. I love coffee. I miss having Olivia here. That was the dog. Oh well. What else we got going on? Yep, that's probably a Woobie. I can't see the link right now. But they're just they're lightweight. They crush down into smaller than a loaf of bread. Almost the size of a can of Pringles, if you're really willing to smash it. And for the average person, they're plenty big enough. For me, I got to do the whole diamond, do it at an angle sort of thing, see crosswords and anyway. So I had to go back home. It was my boss's dog, and they were running up to Dallas to see like his brother or something for New Year's, and so they left the dog with me, and we had a wonderful time. Wonderful time. The dog likes me. The kids like the dog. Very soft, very nice dog. It was just the dog and Mrs. Weather didn't get along. The dog considered Mrs. Weather a threat. I think the dog decided it owned me, and if Mrs. Weather started coming towards me, it would kind of growl down in her throat some, and then Mrs. Weather would growl back at it, and it oh well. Oh. But it was a nice dog, and we'll keep it again in the future. I just take Mrs. Weather is not a dog person at all, and so sometimes it takes her a while. We've dog watch a lot of the neighbors' dogs. Usually with the neighbors' dogs, we just have a key to their house. Take care of the dog there. But this one came with us. Yep. Yep, but it was a nice doggy. But I'll see her later today. What time is it anyway? No clock. Oh well. Ooh, yeah, the cold is starting to get into me. So be it. Yep, we got my wool blanket rolled into the size of rolled oats with help of some leather straps. Yeah, wool is really nice, and that's what I usually have for my top blanket. I got a wool blanket that Mrs. Weather cut a neck hole in that can be laced up, and so I can wear it as a poncho and then lace it up and use it as a blanket in my hammock. I like it. But wool is nice. Wool is even warmer than the poncho liner. It is in the house. I felt like I didn't need it this morning. I was wrong, but it's in the house. Didn't want to mess up my hair. I need a haircut. I figure I gotta work on my native Minnesotanness here. Yeah, she trimmed the edges and put some buttonholes in it so I can lace it up. It's really nice. I did find, however, if you are chopping wood with a hatchet, it's best to flip it back because somehow one of the parts kind of flopped into the path of the hatchet, and there's a big whack out of it. The Harbor Freight moving blankets are okay, but itchy as hell. Yeah. Ken Cram. If you don't know Ken Cram, KenKram. He's described as the Mr. Rogers of bushcraft. He's this older guy that likes to go out in the woods and does all these camping tricks and talks about how he used to camp when he was a little kid and all this stuff. And what he does is he takes a wool blanket and sews buttons to it along the edge, and then he has a cotton sheet with the buttonholes that he can button to it. So he has the cotton against his skin, which is nice and smooth, and the wool blanket outside that. And so it's really, really, he calls it the most, just the luxury. And then you can wash the cotton sheet and just button it back on and away you go. And I've been tempted to do that. Hey, Kimberlyn. Good morning. It must be really cold out there where you're at in West Texas. Oh, Jennifer, Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight, it's a store that sells lots of cheap Chinese tools, mainly tools, but then they have different moving blankets and tarps and so forth. Hey, Camille, Happy New Year. Wow. When Melanie says, indeed, he's Mr. Roger of bushcraft, then you know he's Mr. Rogers of bushcraft. All right, it is 7:50, time for the group take. We got to do this year right. We got to be healthy. Got to be strong. We got to fix the damage done to the liver due to a tremendous amount of tequila. So the liver pill. Woo! Yep, I'm on you. Give me the liver pill. Give me the liver pill. Takes me a while to swallow them. Yeah, that would make sense. Going with Velcro? Probably be easier. Brain pill, memory focus, mental clarity, attention. Oh man, I need another sniff of that. definitely the best case. Yeah. Lifestyle changes are better than supplements. I will definitely grant you that. All right, the immune bill. The nurse Kathleen, Cat OS, tribe member, she's a nurse down in Houston, and she mentioned that the beds are pretty much filled up in Houston hospitals again, so things are not going well. All right, Alicia, have a good day. Reminds me to get blanket rolls for wife and daughter's go bags. I have a deerskin poncho and shirt. Oh, cool. Did you make them yourself? I need like a buffalo skin. But you're selling me on the brain pill just from the sniffing. I love sage. Oh man, the sage and the mushroom and the ginkgo leaf together, it's heavenly. Yep. Yeah, to keep the inside noise most. Remember, the coronavirus is actually sensitive to water and moisture. And so if your nose is dry and cracked on the inside, it makes it easier to let the virus get in. And so you want to make sure you moisturize, deep up into your nose. This is true. State of mind I've determined is more than half the healthy battle. This is true. Yep, a lot of people have fatty liver and they don't know it. It's one of those slow-acting, I suppose, use poisons. Hey, yes, glad to see the tribe again. It was a very long weekend. Hopefully you had good times. But yeah, we're all here, drinking our coffee, having random conversations as usual. Yeah, there might be some room in the weight loss market. If Medicine Man can boost metabolism or target fat, it might be a good move for revenue or market room. That's actually one of the formulations scheduled for this year is the metabolism pill. And getting that out there. So. Let's see, just saw something on Trucker Reddit. Someplace had a mass prohibited on this property. Complete idiot company. Guess they want their employees sick. Could be. Nope. Sherry, thank you for supporting Medicine Man and the Brain Pill. Yep. Hey, Mark. Good morning. We got Pat this week, and I've just remembered the nightmare situation I'm going back to. I recently made a purchase on Amazon that would have been a great expectation versus reality meme. I bought a beanbag chair. We wanted one large enough for both kids to sit on and not fight over space, so I picked one out that adult could sit on comfortably, according to the images. Beanbag arrived in a rather large box, but no worries, it was perfect size. So I opened it, and it's what? It ends there. I'm assuming it was photoshopped. Okay, take an in-depth herbalism course. Any suggestions as to not get so overwhelmed getting started? Smaller bites, take your time. If it takes you an extra 2 weeks, 3 weeks, big deal. Eat at the rate you feel comfortable with. That's like something Chirpy would say. But yeah, oops, I don't want to burn up my camera here. So if something is overwhelming, take a step back. It's better to go slower and deeper and build as you build rather than just dive in. Does that make sense? So if they're pushing it fast, push back. And it's, but let's see, other advice. Is there any? Look for similarities. I don't know if it's going to talk much about the chemistry of the plants, Jennifer, the course you're taking. Hopefully it will. But sometimes it's better to learn the chemicals and the effects they have, and then that allows you a place to hang the plant information. Hook which plants have it, because there's a lot of overlap in herbs. There's different cultures use different herbs to do the same thing, because it turns out those herbs did have the same chemicals in them. So yeah, that's basic kind of information there. But yeah, slow down. You can do it. Take a little more time. Understand, because it's like you need to understand. If you're going to do this, you need to understand it, and so go at the rate that you're comfortable learning at. I've been getting massive nosebleeds for 3 days now. I've been using a saline spray for relief. I think it's my allergies. That sucks. Ugh. Of course, the cold, dry weather probably isn't helping. Okay. Oops. Memory foam bead bank chair sounds awesome, though. Usually they're just filled with styrofoam beads. Oh, okay, Kelly, still looking. Tribe, please keep me in your prayers. I'm still looking for a job. I'm putting out my resume. Only a few bites so far. Lots of people are looking right now. Thank you. Definitely, Kelly. I've been following your job hunt on your Facebook page, and it keeps sounding like you're getting close. Yep. Melanie is definitely a proof of concept with the keto. You did lose a lot of weight on that. Found from ultrasound a ghost gallbladder. I think I missed something here. Okay. Received our handwritten thank you card from Medicine Man. Very cool. I wrote out a lot of cards this last week. The beanbag chair was as large as a king-size bed. That's a big beanbag chair. That's holy moly. I think I have a. Oh, wow. Okay. It is 8 o'clock. So I gotta get going. All right, tribe. 2021. Let's do this right. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Also, don't forget that Merriweather's World starts up again this week. Thursday evening, episode 89, will be Christina Johnson, Dr. Christina Johnson, a NASA scientist who works in their space farming program. So she's going to come on. We're going to talk about plants in space. It's going to be awesome. So until then, have a great day. We got this. Because it's not just you, it's us. And I will see you tomorrow. So here's to you. Bye-bye, people.